You're the one. You are the only reason.
You're the one. We take pride in pleasing.
You're why a McDonald's fry is crisp and golden brown. You're what they're famous for. Why, they're the best French fries in town.
McDonald's, an empire that has changed the culture of modern civilization. But how did this revolutionary enterprise come to be? This can be accredited to Ray Kroc's strong vision and determination. Through hard work, he would turn a simple burger shack into the largest chain of restaurants in the world.
At McDonald's, we do it all for you.
We do it all
At
for
McDonald's, we do it all for you.
Born in 1902, Raymond Kroc was immediately fascinated by this new age of entrepreneurship, led by the works of William Durant and Henry Ford. Kroc pushed himself into this new age when at 17 he dropped out of high school and became a paper cup salesman. Opportunity soon knocked when he met a man named Earl Prince who had invented the 5-spindle multi-mixer. Ray convinced Earl to give him exclusive marketing rights for the mixer and successfully sold it all over the country for the next 15 years. As Kroc continued this business, he noticed that one restaurant owned by the McDonald brothers was purchasing large quantities of his multi-mixer.
In 1954, Kroc ventured out to California to see the restaurant that needed the power of 8 multi-mixers. Kroc arrived at a small restaurant owned by the two brothers, Richard and Maurice, commonly known as Dick and Mac. He instantly became fascinated by the way the brothers ran their quaint burger shop. Kroc could not help to notice its uniqueness compared to the other restaurants of its time. McDonald's was self-service, had no indoor seating, and a limited menu of cheeseburgers, hamburgers, fries, drinks, and milkshakes, all of which were produced in an assembly line fashion, which allowed customers to place orders and receive their meals in less than a minute. Kroc knew the financial possibilities of having hundreds of these restaurants around the country could give him and the brothers both a large income. When Kroc approached the brothers with the new idea, they replied, "Who could we get to open them for us?" Kroc readily responded, "Well, what about me?" The McDonald's brothers agreed and gave Kroc the exclusive marketing rights to sell the McDonald's method around the country.
Well, I said, why don't you get somebody to do it? They said, well, we don't know anybody who want to do it. I said, well, how about me? He said, do you want to bother with it? I said, sure.
In April of 1955, Kroc opened his first McDonald's, which he kept meticulously clean and efficient. Kroc later became famous for telling his employees, "If you have time to lean, you have time to clean." Kroc used this restaurant as a showcase for selling more McDonald's franchises across the country. After every franchise Kroc sold, he would collect 1.9% of the gross sales, and from that, he would give the McDonald brothers 0.5%. In only his first year of business, Kroc sold 18 franchises, but was still barely making enough money to cover his own expenses. Kroc realized that in his haste to acquire the rights to the McDonald's methods, he had made the brothers a deal that they couldn't refuse. But unfortunately, it was also a deal in which Kroc couldn't make any money.
It was not a very good contract from Ray's vantage point. The McDonald brothers made a lot of money for doing nothing, and Ray made very little for doing everything.
Kroc soon met a man named Harry Sonnenberg. Harry was a financial genius who showed Kroc an alternative way of making money that did not involve the act of selling hamburgers. Under Sonnenberg's plan, Kroc set up a company that would purchase or lease the land on which all McDonald's restaurants would be located. Franchisees then paid Kroc a monthly rental for the land. or a percentage of their sales, whichever one being greater. By owning the land the franchises were built on, rather than just the franchises themselves, Kroc was guaranteed a profit, regardless of how the actual restaurant did. With this new system of leasing land, Kroc was finally able to fulfill his goal of opening 1,000 McDonald's from coast to coast. Kroc continued to want to veer away from the McDonald brothers' original ways. Kroc and the brothers continually clashed, frustrating Kroc to the point where he decided he wanted total control of McDonald's, all to himself. In 1961, Kroc bought out the brothers for $2.7 million, present day $19 million. Kroc thought the agreement included the original McDonald's restaurant in San Bernardino, California, but the brothers insisted it did not. Kroc became infuriated by this and told a longtime employee, "I'm not normally a vindictive man, but this time I'm going to get those sons of bitches." And Kroc knew just how to do it. Since the McDonald's brothers no longer had the rights to their own name, they were forced to rename the restaurant The Big M. Kroc then put his plan into action, opening a brand new McDonald's 1 block away, and thus quickly putting the Big M out of business. With the McDonald's brothers now out of his way, Kroc could now run McDonald's as he wished. By 1965, Kroc had opened more than 700 restaurants in 44 states, and in April of that year, McDonald's became the first fast food company to go public. Stock was originally issued at $22, and within weeks it soared to $49 a share, making Kroc an instant multi-millionaire. By the end of the 1960s, Kroc had met and far surpassed his goal, with nearly 1,500 McDonald's operating worldwide. By the 1970s, McDonald's was the largest food supplier in the country and would retain this name for the following 2 decades. At the time of his death, January 14, 1984, a new McDonald's was opening on an average of every 17 hours, and 10 months later had sold its 50 billionth burger. Even though Kroc died at the age of 84, the foundation that he laid for the McDonald's Corporation has not only affected the McDonald's industry, or even the entire fast food industry as a whole, but ultimately has changed the world's culture to date.
It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
Big Mac, one of the many examples of how McDonald's has impacted Western civilization. Every person in America has eaten there. In fact, 1 out of every 8 people can say that they have worked there. Even though McDonald's has changed over the years, they still share the same qualities, including cleanliness, hard work, and efficiency that Ray Kroc originally installed into the first McDonald's. With over 30,000 restaurants in over 120 countries, Kroc has truly changed how people eat today. Kroc also impacted the world by his idea to franchise. Now there are thousands of franchises throughout the world, all based on the same idea that Kroc originally founded.
You know, the impact of Ray Kroc will be felt in the McDonald's organization forever. His core values of quality, service, and cleanliness live on today. His values of giving back to the community live on today. And his competitive nature lives on today.